Hello. In this video I'm going to talk about list view customization system in Business Manager. Customization of lists includes possibility to select default set of columns which you see in some view, as well as default filters. It allows to create multiple list views and assign them to any roles or individual users existing in the system. Customization feature is available only for administrators, and you can find it under this gear icon and then under list views. When you open the view, you will see default set of views existing in the application. Initially, they all are predefined. This means that you cannot edit, delete, or do any other actions with these views. So these are default ones. View can be optional and mandatory. View has such a characteristic as entity type. This is a type of object linked to this one or another view. Then target users. It can be all, or it could contain list of target users. And target roles, the same, all or target roles. Criteria is a filter string which is automatically applied to a view, which cannot be changed when you actually open that view. So when some view is opened and some criteria is applied there, data will be filtered on the database level. So this means that different views can be used like another layer of security system. So it's not actually a security system, part of security system, but it can be used for these purposes as well. Because if you have, for example, some roles which are not administrators who do not have access to list view customization feature, and you create some view, assign it to some role, set some criteria, then that users with that roles won't be able to view any other data which is beyond criteria provided here. So that's all what we have here, and to create a view, the best way to do that is to find predefined views for some entity type and then clone it. Alright, so for example, let's take some object type like translation jobs list, and let's find it here, translation job. I already have some view here, we can delete it. I forgot to explain what means is predefined. Optional column. Optional view is when view is optional, then this view will never be offered as default for any users. So for example, we have here two views here, translation job list view and then list view dashboard. This one is not optional. This means that this view will be used by default for all users, all roles, when they open translation job list like this. So this view is used here by default. Optional view can only be used explicitly, and explicit use of some view is possible only on dashboards. When you create custom dashboards, you select a view which you want to display there, and there you can use optional views. So if view is optional, it will never be picked up by the system automatically when you open main view for some object type. Say if we have a number of non-optional views, but for example, this one is for all users. Another one will be for some target roles. Another one will be for some target users. So we have 3 views, non-optional views. And when some user opens a list of jobs, application will search which view better fits current circumstances. So initially, application will search a view which is explicitly assigned for currently logged in user. If such view is not found, then a view with target role of that user will be looked in the system. If again a view is not found, then a view for all users and all roles will be picked up. So this process is implemented when some user with some roles opens some view of some OI entity type. Alright, so now let's go to process of creating a view. Before doing that, let's go to list of users and let's experiment for some user. For example, we have this manager, and let's create a view which will be used only for this user, for manager. Alright, so we have some default view. I select it and click clone. And here is view customization window. What we have here, we can specify view name, we can select target users, target roles, and target type, which is already set to translation job. And this target type specifies a list of fields which we can use in that view. And of course, we can set it optional or not, and select default criteria. Let's say we want it to apply only for manager user, not any other users. And then let's say we want to have some criteria. We get filter builder here, and let's select client, not ID but name. Client name equals, let's say it will say contains capital. We have a client named Capital Languages, so I select capital here. Okay, so we have some criteria here. It will be not optional, and let's say we want to make changes to a set of columns which we want to display. Let's remove something, average volume assigned, say we don't want to display translation project. Let's leave it, amount, base currency, specialization, pure number, simple number, status of payment, and let's delete it. Instead, let's say we want to display some other field. I click add here, and now we have to select a field which we want to display. Let's say it will be like client dot VAT, client VAT. We can apply default sorting to this field if needed, and then I click OK. This field will be added at the bottom. We can drag it like this, a bit higher, like this. So we have status, number, date, deadline, client VAT columns, and this list should display only jobs for customer which name contains capital word. Now I hit save or click, and let's go to translation job list and refresh it. Let's refresh it. You can see that we have default view, status, client, PM, no client VAT. We still see amount in base currency, so default view is used here. Now let's run another. And login as manager. We are now logged in as a manager, and let's go to job list. And you can see that another default view is used here. So we have cat status number, only one number field, client VAT, PM, assign volume, amount, currency, no amount in base currency. So all columns which we have selected on the customization view was applied to this user, but not to my main user, which is admin. This way we can do, and I forgot to mention that here we only have jobs for capital languages. You can see that no other jobs can be displayed here. So only for capital languages. What else? If we again filter by job entity type, you can find that for portal we are using another view, translation job list view portal, and you can see that target roles is customer. This means that for different customers using our client portal, we also can create different list views for jobs or for other entity types. To achieve that, we can do the following. If, for example, we want to apply some individual list view for some customer, then we can do this. We can clone this list view and specify all users who belong to our customer. Additionally, we can do this. We can go to users, to roles. We can create a new role. We already have customer here, and we can create a new one. Then we go to users, open our customer user, and assign an additional role to a customer. So we have a customer role here and assign another one. And then we can add this additional role to all users of this client. And during view customization, we can use target role not customer, but that's another role. So this is approach which we can use. So this way we can create such we can create individual views for individual customers. But for now, for example, I can select customer 1 and let's say just remove some fields to quickly demonstrate how it works. So we have target roles, target users. I save it, and now I have to log in as a customer 1. And open list of jobs, and you can see that now this list is customized 1. If I will log out and log in as customer user and open list of jobs, you can see that another view is used here. This can be useful, for example, creation of different views for different clients. Could be useful, for example, if you have some custom field and you want to display contents of that custom field to some set of customers and hide it from others. So this way you can create separate views. And when you create a new column here during view customization, then this field name will contain your custom field as well. So this is how it works. So I think I have demonstrated everything which I wanted to talk about on this subject, list view customization. I have to say that in previous version in TBM5, when you was working with some list, you was able to right click here, select column chooser, and quickly add columns here. But it created limitation, and it didn't allow to quickly manage all views in centralized way and assign them to some users, because all these changes were applied to only currently logged in user, and additional functionality was loaded here, and it required some traffic, memory, etc. Now we don't have any customization buttons here in the list view, but instead we have separate screen where we can manage all our views in a centralized way. So we think that it's maybe sometimes it's a bit more longer approach. It takes a bit more time because you have to go to another view, find necessary view, edit it, instead of doing this directly in the current view. But it allows to have everything on one screen, control everything, and quickly find all views used by all users. I suppose that's pretty convenient to have. So that's about list views. In another video we'll be talking about detail views, data entry forms, which is almost this provides almost the same functionality. So see you on the next tutorial. Thank you for watching. Hope it was helpful for you. Bye bye.